All right, blessings everyone. Okay, I believe this is where I left off. I got cut off actually. I didn't have enough space and I've been all over the place. I don't know what I have going on right now, so I just rather just be real quiet about that. Okay, so let's just dive into this. All right, so here we have the City of Windsor, Our Lady of Rosary Church, a designated site built in 1907. Okay, so I was showing you this, and then right beside this building, the church, there's this painting. There's you know what this man collected with Jesus, the image of Jesus, when he did that image with, I believe he was dealing with metal or something material, some kind of material, and it looked 3D, you know. Well, this is the same thing that I saw here. Now, I had a question, right? I had a question. I said, what is, like, there's something right on top. I don't know if you can see it, but it's right up here. Okay, this black thing here. Well, I was wondering, what is that? What was the purpose for that? I couldn't understand it, right? So then I see this paint, this here, this artwork, and I go up to it, and I'm asking that question, what's on top of that church? Like, what on, that's where the bells are. There's two bells. So what goes on top of that? Like, I couldn't see it being smoke because there's really, what kind of incense would be coming from that if the bell was just underneath it. So I was thinking like what? It didn't make sense. So then I saw this and I walked over to it. And when you're actually looking right at it, you can see it a lot better, of course. But this here, this is just terrible. But it gives you an idea of where I'm going with this. So then right here, there's the church here. And it's right up here. And you can see like a spirit coming from the church. And it goes all through the picture. Okay, you can see the spirit coming out. Like I could see this as a physical thing here, okay, with the arms. But here, you can see it, right? Now you have to understand like who's doing the work, who's doing the art, who's telling the story, right? So you've got your triangle here, but again, you've got this going, you've got the spirit going. Then you've got your your triangle, your square, your pyramid, your all of it. You've got it all there. There's a message right there. That says a lot just reading downwards here. Okay? So then I looked a little further, and this is right away. It came to me, and it was just like the same art, where he did that image of Jesus, where, it's looking like Jesus is on fire. Okay? Well, it's the same thing. And it was really something like here. You can see I found the M, of course. It's right there. It's the guy's arm, right? That makes the M. Okay, it's the compass and square kind of thing. Okay, so yeah, I thought that was pretty neat. And this is actually purple. That's their color, purple and blue. And this was purple, and this was here red. You can't really see the, brightness that I seen looking right at it. So there was my answer right there. And it was like a spirit coming out. It reminded me of the first thing I thought of was when the Pope, when you're deciding on a Pope, and then that smoke comes out of the, well, that's the first impression that I've received, and that was the spirit. That right there was the given spirit that was coming out of that church. Mm, yeah. Okay, so we know now that the V is very, very important. Okay, and very important to the Masons, which were the Knight Templars, or the Masons come through the Knight Templars, right? Okay, you can't see it there. But you can see this one here, right? Right here. And then here, this is the ship that they must have seen sailing by back in the day. You've got your 3, and then you've got your 4s here. Okay, and the rows. Right? And this, to me, I'm starting to understand that when you're starting to see this all over the place, I believe that this is the rotary. Because outside of the wheel, this is what it looks like, right? And they say that this is the image of things that are still being worked on. It's working, it's what works. And it's outside of that, their wheel. Mm. something like that anyway. Okay, so now if you think about it, you've got the two V's, right? You've got, if you put the two V's on top of, or just side by side on, just over one, overlapping one another, you're going to get the Trinity. You're going to get the V, you're going to get the W, and you're going to get the X. So there's their three. So when we're seeing this man who says V is for vengeance, and he's playing around with the V's being upside down, upright, and upside down. Even so, they're both V's, and V's are very important no matter how you play with it. They play with their names all the time, whether it's the first, middle name, last name, or a cousin's name, or the name of a street, so these things that they play with, they manipulate it. So here they do the same things with the V. So whether it, because he's got the V upright and downwards, which gives an X look. Okay, so you've got two things going there. So you've got now here the two V's that are overlapping one another, and then you have the W, the X, Okay. Okay, so watch this. Now we're like, I'm going back to Ezekiel. I'm doing all of this coming from Ezekiel. Okay, so now let's go back and see how far back we can go with this. All right. And it was just the other day I came across this.
2017, this ancient Templar tombstone was found in Luxor, Egypt, proving furthermore of what I tell you in my film, The Swiss Beast, Home of the Devil, that the Knights Templars were the grave robbers in the pyramids, bringing the Templars' treasure of Pharaoh and of their ancestors into their base, Switzerland. And actually, when the Knights Templars, entered the big pyramid of Gizeh, they took this double V sign, which you can see here, as one of their symbols for nostalgic reasons of their victory, getting the treasure into their base, into the Swiss mountains. And as all wars are geostrategical wars for the Templars, they use that symbol as an army grade, by coincidence, used in all armies all over the world. And even to a French company in their hands, a car company, Citroën. Look what the main objective of the Nazi Templars was and still is, to loot and destroy, and then sell themselves as defenders of the white race, so the stupid Europeans give total assistance to their masters. Luxor, where the Templars' tombstone was found, lies in Upper Egypt, in the south, where Akhenaton of the New World Order per head White House rule, just as their Templar descendants were New World Order boys. Again, watch the Swiss Beast documentary to understand this all. The war of Akhenaton, the heretic pharaoh of the Upper Egypt New World Order White House, against the original primogeniture Lower Egypt Old World Order Red House, was not a religious one, as they tried to sell it to us, but it was a political war for power. In fact, there never ever has been any religious war in the entire human history, because if you trace them all back, all these wars, the roots of all the so-called religious wars are political and geostrategical, internal quarrels of our aristocratic masters over succession, wealth and power. Religion is just another pretext to set people up against each other over a difference of race, nationality, wealth, ideology, or, as in this case, some fabricated differences in religion. My God is better than yours, same as my car is bigger than yours. That's why our masters have always bred the stupid slaves, killing all intelligentsia in all massacres and genocides. Pol Pot did it, Hitler, Stalin, Caesar, well, you name it, they all did it. It's probably in our genes of the Matrix to protect the stupid, because they seem to be weak and defenseless. But let me tell you this, they're not. and will stab you in the back for a bigger car or for some bigger god presented by our masters in exchange for rendered services to the empire. The discovery of the Templar tombstone also proves that the Templar dudes come out of Pharaoh's aristocracy. How would they know otherwise where to go and dig, leading them directly into the land of their ancestors? And of course the prostitutes, as usual, hide the truth from us. But I can't really film it for you.
Okay, so here we're looking for V's, right? We're looking for the symbols of the Masons, and of course they're all over. It's just plastered all over. But I really want to focus in on the Rotary International, and I want to focus in on the V's because again they're so important. It's all about the Masons. And so when someone comes to you and says V for vengeance, and then you have it looking like an X, you've got two things going there. You know, and all you have to do is just play with the V, just play with it, and you've got the three, you've got the Trinity, you've got the V overlapping the V. So here you've got the W and you've got the X. Okay, so again, Rotary, the V.
But what I find interesting here is the Rotary symbol here, 2 times, and where is it? Ah, there it is. Templar.
The cross, but the dove going downwards, I see that all over.
That's what I thought
And
interesting,
oops. Oh, hold on a sec. You have HH.
And where is it? Ah, there it is.
HH 88. This is High Hitler. Again, you've got links like chains. Again, this would be the Rotary. You have the Shell, you know, the Shell gas station, the Shell, all right, the Shell of people. The Shell that was around, you know, the octagon with the pulsing light.
Template. That's what I thought interesting, right?
Okay.
Arrows me. Yeah, look, this is very interesting. It's the symbols that are interesting. You see? All around you got the Templars V. They had a secret alphabet. You can look it up, Templars alphabet, on the internet. And that means something. And here you got, what is it, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh. And there are like 4 times 6. There's little beads there. So this is called Avaleur. Valor. Oh. Valor before death. Oh, that's what all the armies are all based on that. Valor before death.
Art. This I found so interesting. I really did with this gate. I mean, there's so much stuff in it, you know.
The art of the
Here again, you're seeing the rotary, the artist.
going through here.
Okay. Again, you're seeing the X. You've got the circle within the circle. You've got the rotary, this thing out here that's like what turns and keeps it working, you know. The hook, as you could say, maybe the hook. All right, you've got the crown. So again, you know, you've got the Trinity, their Trinity here, and their Trinity is Satan, the Antichrist, and of course the false prophet. You have the X also, okay? And I really do believe that this has a lot to do with the female, the chromosome here, the double X, okay? But here, I'm just going to stay with this for now. Again, this is all Rotary International, Masons, okay? It's all the same, all of it, all in it. And it's all coming through art, you see. And I went and I looked up this person here, this artist that did this. And there's some pretty crazy stuff. She did most of what was in the yard here that he goes through.
Yeah. Hast, Gratia,
Artist,
artist.
Egypt. It's all.
Here's this parasol art. The art of
Warner Brothers, the evil.
The House of the Sun. This is Ars.
Movies.
Probably me creep my arse or something.
Now, who?
Ars,
the chemicals.
Artists.
With Mr. Clean and what goes in there to clean the house, what you're smelling.
Creep my arse. In other words, nowadays, kiss my arse. That's what it means. I'm out of here.
Yeah, he gets chased out. He does.
Or a temple, I don't know. Very dark place.
Okay, so we're staying with the V's, okay?
And here's the same thing I saw in the Rothschild castle.
Rothschild's
got
got this.
The same things. How is this possible? You know, all these castles have got the same things, you know?
They look like the tridents, don't they? Like the three hooks. The tridents.
You can even ring here.
The trident.
Hello, I'm here. This is probably Acacia, Freemason stuff. Nice little castle.
Wow.
Look, this is a church here. This Belgian guy here, he showed it to me. Incredible, there's a swastika on it. That's what I told you. The swastika is from a pyramid and it's from a Templar's cross. Well, here you see the Templar's cross here.